Yep. Yep, I got that. Carry on. How many? Right. Hang on. Shan't be a minute, mate. All right. Right. Now, where were we? 2,000?
010-659-659. I mean, what is all this?
Well, it's a telephone number.
Well,
It was dialed at 10:30.
why should that be of interest to me? Or to you?
Well, it's a number in Singapore.
Very well, it's a number in Singapore.
Well, there are other numbers on that piece of paper. So, look, there's one in Bombay, one in Dhaka, 2 in Hong Kong, and all those numbers have been dialed this week.
Mrs. Young, you are not employed to eavesdrop. You're employed to provide a service for the staff and undergraduates of this college. I mean, this is not the Ministry of Defence.
Well, what about the Corsair, all those Far Eastern
I'm not
calls?
interested, Mrs. Young. It's not my business, and it's not your business.
Do you know how much those calls cost?
I'm the bursar, not you.
Well, I thought you'd want to know.
And now you have told me. Thank you very much.
But,
Good evening, Mrs. Young.
look, well, it's robbery. It's theft.
Dad. There you go.
Oh, haven't you got enough to do?
No.
Steve could have opened a tin for me.
Steve's going out.
You haven't sat down since you got back.
I've been sitting down all day.
Do you have to go out again?
Only for a couple of hours.
Business or pleasure?
Dad.
Well, I hope it's pleasure. You work too hard.
Now listen, if I'd wanted a quiet life, I'd have done something different, wouldn't I? But I didn't. Well, not all the time, anyway.
Well, do you like it?
Not a lot.
Oh, it's for the group. We've got a new image.
Group?
What's he called now?
The old Bill.
Oh, charming.
Oh, it's because of you. They don't know what you do for a living.
Do for a living? Why does that sound so awful?
Well, we would have called it the police, but that's been used.
Call the police?
Never mind, Dad. Don't bother to try and understand. It's over our heads.
You're not going out in the street like that.
You got a gig tonight?
At the Union.
Well, I think the gear's great, but you'll cover it up, won't you? Well, I wouldn't want it to get rained on or anything like that.
Union? What union?
The Students' Union. Concert.
When I was a kid, a union was all about getting some more in your pay packet, and a concert was something you had to dress up for. It's all different now.
Well, don't you reckon I'm dressed up then?
Down,
Oh, yeah.
not up.
See ya.
Oh, fine, okay. Right, lovely.
So long.
Cheers. All right, 20 minutes. Bye.
Don't those villains ever leave you alone?
No, this particular one's on our side.
What do you mean on our side?
Mike,
Oh,
did Steve take a coat?
no.
Good God, he's got more nerve than I have.
He'll do all right for himself. Get on that one.
Not going on a bus dressed like that.
Mike.
Oh, him. Yeah, well, he'd probably agree with you. Look, have you got everything you want?
Yes, of course.
You want the television a bit nearer?
No, it's all right. Leave it.
Right, do you want the paper?
I've got it. Now, don't fuss. You're worse than Win. I can't wait for her to get back.
Oh, thanks. Righto. Yes.
Have a good time.
Right, bye.
You yourself, Doug.
What time are you starting?
8. How many tickets you sold? Oh, I don't know, 40 or 50. It's all right, I'll get these. Oh, cheers. Any good, is it? Yeah, what do you mean, any good? Here, guess a couple of tickets. Oh, right. Why not, eh? There you go. Ta. There you go, Doug. Keep the change, mate.
See ya.
Cool, you never think Jimmy's old man got made redundant last year, would you?
Big golden handshake.
You've got to be kidding, he drove a laundry van.
Well, that proves it, doesn't it? Beef burgers can be haute cuisine if they're done properly. It's all down to the cook.
I thought the beef burgers were great. And the chips were sensational, especially the ones from your plate. The thing I hate about that place is the wallpaper.
What's wrong with it?
You're supposed to be an art buff. It is ghastly.
I never noticed the wallpaper. If I want to look at things, I go to a gallery. I go to a restaurant to eat. You can't do two things at once.
Oh, really?
Yeah? Yeah, hello, Gov. Yeah, it's for you.
Hello?
Having a splendid evening, are we?
Thanks.
Good, because it's just ended.
How do you know I was here?
Your father informed me. Now, listen. I've got a Mr. Rupert Jackson sat opposite, so if you could just drag your mind back to work for 1 minute. Kidbrook.
What about him?
They found his brother's wife, his brother's wife's friend.
Friend?
An important lady, apparently.
I thought the other two were supposed to be in Mallorca or somewhere.
No, not now, they're not. They're all tucked up in a little hotel in Bloomsbury, and I would like you back here, right?
Right.
You want your coffee black?
Next time, yeah.
Did you say yes?
A nice evening, Mike, thanks. I got a case at the Bailey next Thursday, Stan Kidbrook.
The fellow that threw the acid.
Yeah, that's the one, absolutely watertight. You could drive a flock of sheep through his alibi. Until tonight. 3 defence witnesses just crawled out the woodwork.
You got time for a cup of coffee?
If I was at home, yes, but Razzle knows I'm not.
What's it got to do with him?
Absolutely nothing. Bye.
The prosecution want a postponement, but they ain't gonna get it.
It's new evidence, they must.
It's not new evidence. It all came out of committals. We got 3 live witnesses. That's the only difference.
Why have they been put up in a hotel? We don't usually guard defence witnesses.
Because we're not the only ones worried about them. I dare say Craddock didn't exactly like having acid thrown in his face. He's got some very nasty friends. Gang warfare we don't need.
Perhaps we just better let them get on with it. Kidbrook will still be sent down.
Oh, of course.
Those 3 jokers aren't going to make any difference.
Not at all.
Well, what are they saying? That Kidbrook wasn't in that
I
pub?
don't know what they're saying. Whatever they say is going to be a pack of lies.
Better see Jackson in the morning.
If you'd been here half an hour earlier, you could have seen him tonight. He had to go. He had a prior engagement.
Bill, tonight was my first evening off in 11
I am
days.
not
Now, with
talking
Phillips's
about
say so-
evenings off. I'm talking about being able to make contact in an emergency.
What am I supposed to do? Not go out anywhere?
Oh, come on, you know exactly what I mean. You've got a case coming up, a big case. We've been after Kidbrook, what, 3 years? Now we've got him. Unless those 3 witnesses pull the rug out from under. Jackson was worried. He wanted to talk. But you weren't reachable.
Is that all?
If Kidbrook gets away with this, there's going to be questions asked.
Look, the fact that I spent 45 minutes in the Manhattan Grill, Theobald's Road, eating beef burger and chips with Mike Turnbull has got nothing whatsoever to do whether Kidbrook will be put away or not put away. Now, if Mr. Rupert Jackson values my opinion so much, he could have waited. I mean, let's face it, I wasn't exactly a long way away. Kidbrook will be sent down.
Hello, Mrs. Young.
Hey, you're not supposed to be in here.
I know, I brought you a drink.
You shouldn't have.
Here, try this on.
Oh. Well, it's not someone's birthday, is it?
No, it's just a rave up.
Oh.
Here, gin and tonic, plenty of ice.
Look, you'll get me shot. I was allowed to drink on duty.
Well, who's going to know?
It's ever so good of you. Look, I'll put it up here, and then I won't be tempted, and I'll have it just before I go home.
Well, I won't tell anyone, I promise.
No, of course you won't. But I better stick to the rules, eh?
Don't forget it.
No, I won't. Thanks.
Company drop of weather, what having? Yeah, you ought to see it up in Manchester. Seen it, Fred? Hello, Jim.
Why aren't you asleep?
How's the end?
Because I'm sitting here watching this film.
Go on.
Russell rang up.
For a bit of coaching.
Yeah, I know.
Who's about their limit?
I had to tell him where you were.
I know you did.
Oh, Jim.
I told him it was your night off.
So did I. Everybody knew it was my night off.
Give up the ghost,
Trouble?
I think. Do something about
Nah,
it.
not really.
Well, go, sir. Righto, well, thank you. Good night, Jim. Okay, good night, sir.
I can't stand films that jump about all the
Yeah, well,
time.
hang on. I'll come in and give it a thump.
No, not that. It's this fella. He starts off old, and then he's young, and then he's old again. Why can't they begin at the beginning and finish at the end?
Because that's not how it happens.
Eh?
Sometimes I think of Ray, just like he used to be. Flashback.
Yeah?
You know, driving home tonight, I was thinking about a man who was capable of putting neat sulfuric acid into a bottle, walking into a pub, pouring it into a glass and throwing it in someone's face. And I thought, well, for every one we catch, there are 10 we don't catch. And I remembered something Ray once said. It's the ones we almost catch that are the worst. The ones that walk out of court with that special smile on their faces. They're the most dangerous, because they've beaten our system. Makes them feel good. Makes all the little villains feel good as well, because they think they can beat our system as well, worth a try.
There's always going to be one or two.
Yeah, I know.
Hello, Jimmy. I didn't see you coming.
Bit late, Mr. Prout. Sorry.
Oh, don't you worry your head about that. I'm not in any hurry. Let's go and sit down over there.
Yeah.
Like my flowers?
Yeah, they're nice.
Oh, I picked them and saw them out of my own garden.
Did you know who they're for?
Oh, they're for my auntie. I'll tell you something. My auntie is 3 years younger than I am.
She.
Well, how'd everything go last night, then?
All right, all right.
Was it a nice concert?
Yeah, not bad. That's a lot.
Oh, you have been busy.
Yeah, I had to find a room the other end of the building because the group couldn't hear a word.
Oh, dear. We'd just like to check over these. I'm very grateful. See, we've got a couple of new clients for our little service. There's this importer of electrical goods from Hackney. They want some calls to Taiwan.
Yeah.
There's this number in Melbourne. All the details. Possible?
No problem.
Good. This is for you, Jimmy.
Tom.
You've done very well. You're a good boy.
Thank you, Mr. Prout.
Well, I mustn't hang about. See you Wednesday, eh?
Same place.
May I say, it's a very great pleasure to work with you.
Thank you, Mr. Prout.
Careful how you go now.
I will.
Well, yes, sir. The officer in question is Detective Inspector Turnbull, attached to the art squad, and yes, as I understand it, they are having an affair. Yes, sir, I have talked to her. No, not specifically. Well, because I considered it none of my business. No, sir, I am not shielding Detective Inspector Forbes, nor am I trying to defend her. She's more than capable of doing that for herself. Well, look, yes, but... Yes, sir, but you've been studying a track record. As far as I'm concerned, that speaks for itself. But I don't... Yeah, when you start talking about squeaky clean, I'm not sure if I understand what you're saying. Your instructions to me were quite specific. Huh? On no account was I to mention anything regarding special assignments. Well, then how am I... I see. Yeah, sure. That puts the ball very firmly in my court, doesn't it? Before you ring, officer, I would just remind you that even as a police officer, she does have certain rights, and knowing her, and I do, she'll very likely ram them right down my throat. Yes, sir. Thank you. And you. Bye. I'd like a word. Sit down, yeah?
Well,
Your private life has come under scrutiny.
again?
Again.
We've played this scene before, Bill. It's getting boring.
They're not happy.
They're not happy. I'm not happy either. Now, who are this nameless, faceless, prying bunch of morons who keep telling me they're not happy? Well, who are they?
I am not at liberty to say.
What is this? Some sort of conspiracy? Or is District conducting a personal campaign against me? Or is it nearer home than that?
No, calm down,
You
calm
talk
down.
about my private life? How can I have a private life when I'm living under a bloody microscope? Now, listen to me. All right, so I met a man and I found him attractive, yes, and we are having an affair, yes, because despite rumours to the contrary, I'm a normal, warm-blooded woman and I do that which comes naturally. What do you want me to do? Put in for permission to cohabit? You show me just one rule in the book that says in order to be a police officer, I have to remain celibate. And on the subject of private lives, is yours beyond reproach? Hidden from that all-seeing eye that watches me?
Oh, wait a minute. If you're going to start mentioning
Mary Woods, for all I know, there could be half a dozen Mary Woods in your life. Anyone complaining about your private life?
What took place between Mary and myself
Was
that
it a
night?
one-night stand?
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. You was going to go...
Why open the floodgates?
Because.
Are you pushing me towards a resignation?
Maggie, I'm trying to nudge you towards resolving a situation that could become embarrassing and ultimately detrimental.
Detrimental? What, to me as a person?
To you as a police officer.
You mean it might affect my promotional prospects?
Look, we're talking about a whole new ballgame, yes? You'd be involved, and I can't talk about it, but just let's say there's something afoot.
Oh, I know. I trod on it as I came through this door.
Yeah? Ah, Mrs. Young. Good. Oh, did you enjoy the party last night?
The concert. No, I didn't go to it.
In that case, did it perhaps come to you, Mrs. Young?
No, I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Did you have visitors?
No.
Strange. Where do you think these were found?
Oh, look, I can easily explain.
In the telephone exchange. Seen them before, have you?
A student came in with them.
Ah, you did have visitors.
Well, I didn't invite him in. I told him to leave at once.
And this?
He brought it with him.
For you?
I told him I wasn't allowed to drink on duty.
Oh, did you really?
Yes.
Who was it, by the way?
Oh, Steve. Something. I can't remember his name. He's with the pop group.
Oh, yes, Steve Forbes.
Oh, no, look.
Thank you, Mrs. Young. That will be all. Oh, would you mind taking this with you? Wouldn't worry about finishing it. Probably a bit flat now. Oh, there was one other thing, Mrs. Young. Those, long-distance calls. Do you ever listen to them?
Of course not. Well, I might check that the connection's been made, but I never listen. It's not permitted.
I know it's not permitted, Mrs. Young. Thank you.
Well, somebody must have said something.
We can never find out.
Well, I intend to find out. Would it have been Slater?
Forget it, Maggie. It's done now.
Mike's never here for more than 10 minutes. Sometimes I don't see him for weeks.
Days.
You think they'd have something better to talk about? Mr. Jackson, I'm just going to ring your clerk.
Oh, no good. Sorry, I'm all over the shop today.
No, do, please sit down. Thanks, Jake.
I'll,
Okay, thanks.
The nigger in the woodpile is Ivy Sammons,
Pardon?
the female friend.
Oh, yes, Ivy Sammons.
The brother's got a record like a telephone directory, and the sister-in-law's a complete nitwit. I'm not worried about them. But Miss Sammons is in a different class.
Yes, well, we've never come across her.
Oh, very dapper, Miss Sammons, bright as a button.
What makes you say that?
Well, the law has its sources too, Inspector.
Well, she hasn't got a record. I've checked. We've got nothing on her at all.
In fact, she has a very long record, but not the sort that appears on your excellent computer. She works with disabled orphans, has done for about 2 years.
Charity?
Not just disabled children, Inspector. Orphans. In Africa. Can you imagine any group of human beings anywhere in the world more vulnerable to charity than disabled African orphans? No records, no parents, no comeback, nothing. Just a great howling need. Well, the astute Miss Sammons was not slow to see the possibilities. She founded a trust, collected funds, and set about the business of laundering money, while at the same time acquiring the reputation of a latter-day Florence Nightingale. It's not bad, eh?
How'd she work it?
Her African organization is financed by dirty money supplied by the crooks. She pays them back with legitimate money obtained from her various charitable sources. They only get about 1/3 of it, but that's more or less the going rate with laundries. Now, if you pinch £1 million that can be identified, you're happy to finish up with 300,000 that can't. But our problems, or rather my problems, begin in court. How does one cross-examine Florence Nightingale with the object of showing her to be a liar and a thief?
I've really no idea, Mr. Jackson.
She's going to say that Kidbrook was in Brighton with her on the night the acid was thrown. And it's 50 miles from Brighton to the Tottenham Court
Yes,
Road.
we've got witnesses.
Well, they're as bent as Kidbrook. Not in the same class as Florence Nightingale. And when she gets into the box, she's going to make a frightfully good impression on the jury.
You say that if Ivy Sammons goes into the witness box, we could lose the case?
Unless we can ruffle up her image a bit.
Okay, you give me your sources and I'll start work.
I'm afraid I can't do that.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, it's not possible.
Mr. Jackson, we're talking about one of the most vicious men in London. Now, Stan Kidbrook has been involved with robbery with violence, vice, blackmail, and probably murder. Now, he's got to be put away. I want those names.
Inspector, we have grasses in our business just as you do in yours. The only difference is that we and they often belong to the same clubs. Sometimes they even marry our sisters. They hear a lot of things because of their position, but they don't know anything. Well, nothing that would be admissible as evidence. Now, I'm awfully sorry. We're going to have to do it a different way.
Hello.
Oh, hello. I'm just bringing the glass back. I told you you'd get me into trouble.
Why? What happened?
Well, someone found it and took it to the bursar.
Oh, no.
I'm not very popular with the bursar.
Who is?
I mean, I'm very unpopular.
Oh, just because I bought you a drink?
Oh, well, it goes back a bit further than that, I'm afraid. I just hope this isn't the straw that breaks the camel's back, because I can't afford to be out of a job.
Oh, he could never sack you for that. Your union wouldn't have it.
I'm not in the union.
Oh.
And they'd be delighted to see me out, too.
Come on, why don't you tell me all about it?
Oh, it wouldn't do any good.
Well, come on, let's go and have a coffee.
Thank you.
If I could just talk to his sources, at least it would give me a picture to look at.
No, Maggie, you've got to try and understand what Jackson's saying. Now, his source could be anybody, certainly not low life. Could be a bishop, even a junior minister at the Home Office. At the end of the day, after they've been hammering the port, they tend to say indiscreet things. He cannot break that confidentiality. One thing you do know, Sammons is vulnerable.
So?
So, start asking yourself the right questions.
Only had a couple of months.
You've got 5 days.
Oh, I know. Question number one now. What is Sammons' exact relationship to Kidbrook?
No. The most interesting question is, why has she agreed to go into court? Now, why risk her entire setup to give evidence in defense of a thug? Well, come on. It's got to be something more than just loyalty. To put at risk everything she's got going for, it's got to be something stronger than that.
Perhaps Kidbrook knows something.
Perhaps.
She hasn't got a record, but if the jury ever found out what she'd been doing...
Right.
Yeah, Sammons doesn't have to be a real name either.
Almost certainly not.
Now, what could she have been doing? It wasn't illegal, but would kill her reputation stone dead.
I'm boggles.
That's it. It's got to be sex. By way of business.
Oh, yes, but how do you prove it?
Well, witnesses. No other way.
You've got to be joking.
All right. She started off with some money. That's how.
Took months to follow that up.
You got a better idea?
Names. Jackson said her folk come from the East End.
Fine.
Yeah, but her father worked for a construction company in Uganda. That's where Ivy was born.
We'll check their records.
Oh, I did. Well, the papers got thrown on the fire in Idi Amin's time.
Oh.
Yeah, very convenient for Miss Sammons. It means that nobody will ever know who she really is.
Do you want another one?
I don't think she's
No.
going to have time.
Oh, so don't be deceived by appearances. We are working.
We're working. Can I get you one?
I thought you'd never ask. Your 3 witnesses have left their hotel.
Where have they gone to?
I thought you might tell me that.
Can't gone to.
I've located one, Sammons, not the other 2, just Sammons. It's a little flat behind Gloucester Road.
Right.
Oh, by the way, Steve phoned the office.
Why? Has something happened?
Don't ask me.
She's not his mother.
I'm not his mother.
Are you telling me that you phoned me at the Nick just to tell me about some hysterical woman that works in your telephone exchange?
She's not hysterical.
Convince me.
Well, how can I if you're going to be all professional and brutal about it?
All right, I promise I won't be brutal. But did she burst into tears?
Well, she was a bit upset.
Yeah, like I said, hysterical.
Well, she's not that sort of person.
Look, Steve, love, we all get flack from our bosses now and again. We don't go weeping on the shoulders of boys young enough to be our sons. At her age, Mrs. Young should know better. Now, if you don't mind, I've got work to do.
Look, what about the phone calls?
Steve, love, I don't care about the phone calls.
Well, she's going to tell the papers. Look, it could involve me. I don't want it to, but it could. Because of you.
What?
Well, that's why I don't want to get involved. I bought her the drink.
What papers?
Papers? You know, the press.
You don't really think the press are going to be interested in this story?
She's spoken to one reporter already, and he was interested.
Steve, love, what exactly is going on in that college of yours?
I don't know. But I can think of at least one student who's got more money to chuck around than he used to have.
Who?
Oh, you wouldn't know him.
What about this Bursar? What's he like?
Bit of a pig. If he thinks you're scared of him, he shouts at you. If you're not, he runs away. He's terrified of unions, even our lot.
What about Mrs. Young's lot?
She's not in the union. Look, couldn't you just give her a ring? I mean, it's not asking
Steve,
a
love,
lot.
what do you think all this is? The Times crossword? Look, I'm in the middle of a very difficult case which needs all my attention. I've got about 3 months' work to do in 4 days. Now, if you don't mind, I'm not phoning anybody.
All right, all right.
Are you going back to Karen's flat tonight? You let Bill Russell see you.
He doesn't worry me.
You worry him.
I've been checking up on Ivy Sammons trustees. Some big names.
I know, I've checked too.
One of them resigned from the board about 2 months
Lord
ago.
Roxton.
Yeah. I know him.
You know Lord Roxton?
Just now and again, the luck breaks our way. About 18 months ago, he bought some Georgian silver from a dealer. Trouble was, it was nicked. Bit embarrassing, but we managed to clear it up. He was somewhat relieved.
Gave you the pick of his French impressionists.
Not quite, but we did have a quiet chat this morning off the record. He knows a bit about Ivy Sammons. He used to know her in the old days.
Go on.
Might be Russell.
Oh, you didn't care. Get off. D.I. Forbes. Oh, yes. What can I do for you, Mrs. Young? Yes, well, that's what you get for going to the newspapers. Look, Mrs. Young, can I call you back? Fine, okay. Right, thanks. Bye-bye. Oh, now I'm a labour relations expert suddenly. So, go on about Ivy Sammons.
Roxton hinted, nothing more, that she was married to a man called Foley. He ran a shady escort agency.
Call girls?
Yeah. Ivy was one of the staff. She was Linda in those days when Roxton knew her. Anyway, she married the boss.
It's very enterprising of her.
They went to Kenya on their honeymoon, taking all the profits with them.
Kenya must have been Ivy's idea. She comes from that part of the world.
Right. Unfortunately, Mr. Foley didn't have a chance to get to know it. He died second day, some kind of swimming accident. The new Mrs. Foley immediately packed her bags and left. She hasn't been seen from that day to this.
Did his lordship mention anything about foul play?
Just a hint.
Oh, lovely. Kidbrook's chief defence witness is more bent than he is, and no one's allowed to breathe a word about it.
Rules of evidence.
Lovely. Great.
Maggie, I've just been going to Stanmore.
Hello, Gov. Bit of business.
When you can spare me.
That is all I need.
I wouldn't lose any sleep over it.
They're leaning on him, Mike. That's why he's leaning on us. He doesn't want to do it, but he's got to.
In that case, let's help him out.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean. Let's get married.
Because they say so?
No, because we want to, and this seems like a good time to do it.
Because they say so?
No!
Yes.
Look, walking out doesn't solve anything.
Sorry about Mrs. Young.
What?
Mrs. Young. She wouldn't say no for an answer. I just let slip you in.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, it's all right. Perhaps I better give her a bell. Steve seems to think it matters. Well, no, I do care about your job, and I do care about fraud. But for me personally, the top of my list has got to be Steve. I don't want his name in the papers.
Look, perhaps if I spoke to the reporter...
No, if he's really interested in the story, that might not be good enough.
I'm sorry about this.
These phone calls, did you listen to them?
Well, only bits and pieces. There were a lot of numbers, well, quantities and dates. Southampton was mentioned, and Harwich.
Quantities of what?
Well, I know it sounds silly, but I think dolls were mentioned.
From Singapore?
No, the dolls were from Dhaka.
Look, Mrs. Young, I want you to tell your reporter that you've spoken to the police. He can ring me if he likes, then I want you to carry on as if nothing has happened.
Well, it won't be very easy. There's a union, you see.
Well, now, you tell the union, as politely as you like, that the police are conducting a criminal inquiry and it could have far-reaching consequences.
Well, whatever will they make of that?
I haven't a clue, Mrs. Young.
Oh.
I'm not using the situation. The situation exists. I'm just not ignoring it, that's all.
What, do you think I'm ignoring it? Every time I see Russell, he makes me feel like somebody who's helping with inquiries.
He's going to come up with an ultimatum sooner or later.
Sooner.
And then it gets tough.
Listen, if the Kidbrook thing goes wrong, everything's going to get tough.
It's Jackson's job to get a conviction, not yours.
That's not how Russell sees it.
What can you do about Sammons? If all the evidence is lying in ashes in the middle of Africa, how can you bring that into court?
If I had imagination and resourcefulness, I'd think of a way. And if I had any brains in the first place, I wouldn't have married a copper the first time round.
You're a disaster.
Yes, but as long as they tell me that I must get married, then I'll be awkward. If they start telling me I mustn't, then watch out.
You don't like to do things by the book.
Well, in my private life, what book? Look, they may own 90% of me, but that's all. There are some decisions about myself that I take.
Some decisions you have to share.
Not with District.
With me.
Mike, not with anybody.
You can't be serious.
Look, all my life, everybody, my father, Steve, Russell, you, everyone tries to tell me what to do. All right, my family, they have some rights, and the force, they pay my wages, but other people?
Like me?
Yes, like you.
Go on.
I'm going to get back.
Right.
Look, I'm just trying to make you understand.
Good night, Maggie.
Who is it? I don't think we've met. The name's Sammons.
Ivy Sammons?
It's all right, I'm on my own. Can we talk?
How did you know where to find me?
I didn't look in yellow pages, Inspector. But where there's a will, there's a way. Don't you find that?
All right. What's all this about?
You've been snooping. I want to know why.
Been what?
2 heavies disguised as human beings hanging round the place where I'm staying.
Well, I don't know anything about that.
I think that comes close to harassment of a defense witness. Intimidation?
I didn't even know where you were staying until a couple of days ago.
That's when they turned up.
Why don't you have a word with your solicitor, Mrs. Foley? Make a formal complaint.
Working late?
I don't really have to talk to you, and most certainly not in my own home.
Do you want me to go?
Unless you've got something to tell me.
Relax. What's worrying you?
With a man like Kidbrook, I'm always worried until he's behind bars.
He's been a bit of a problem to you, hasn't he, Stan?
And to a few others. Look, while you're here, you might as well tell me something. What's more important to you? The money or the children?
Money?
This is for my benefit and not the court's. It's strictly off the record.
I think you'd better make yourself a bit clearer.
Look, I don't know how much dirty money you handle in a year, but it's got to
Now,
be well into
wait a
7
minute.
figures. Now, that's got to be a fat profit from you. I don't know exactly how much it costs to give a bunch of kids 2 square meals a day, but I don't think it's as much as all that.
You haven't been doing your homework, Inspector. There are never less than 50 children at my farm, and sometimes over 100. I've got 2 doctors on the premises, plus qualified nursing and outdoor staff. Then there's clothing, housing,
Your charity
transport.
collected £1 million last year. Unless you're feeding your kids on caviar, I reckon you're covering your costs.
And what the hell do you know about it? Have you been out there? Do you know what it's like?
I know what I read. UNICEF reports, Oxfam reports.
We don't deal with those people.
Oh, I know. People you deal with don't make reports or keep accounts.
It's a legal charity.
Let me ask you once again, what matters to you most? The kids or the profits?
How much do you think you know?
About Foley, about who you were, who he was, about the swimming accident.
Is that all? They warned me you were good, that you had everything on file, right down to the Campari I had before Foley's last swim.
Well, I'll make a note of the Campari. Where does Stan Kidbrook come in?
You call me Mrs. Foley. I'm not Mrs. Foley. I never was. You shouldn't believe everything my ex-clients tell you.
But you did work for Foley.
Well, everyone's got to start somewhere. In my case, I didn't have many options. The family came back to England when I was 13. Dad was ill. Bill Hartzier. He died soon after. We kept moving house. I didn't go to school very much, which made it hard getting a job. But a girl who doesn't look like the back of a tram can always make money if she's not too fussy.
Look, I've been listening to stories like that ever since I came into the force, Miss Sammons. Don't break into tears quite as easily as I used to. All right, so you weren't married to Foley, but a Mr. and Mrs. Foley did check into the Ocean Hotel Mombasa in January 1978, and Foley did have a fatal accident. We've checked.
If you know it all, why are you asking so many questions?
I don't know it all. I don't understand why you're going into court for Kidbrook. I mean, you've got a sweet racket going. Why put it at risk?
What risk? I'm not just legal. I'm charitable. Anyhow, Stan's an old friend. You know what it's like with old friends. You don't want to let them down.
Even when they throw acid in someone's face?
That wasn't Stan. Haven't you read the depositions? He was in Brighton with me.
And if you don't say so in court, he'll turn very nasty.
Wouldn't you?
Are you going to let him terrorise you all your life?
Is that a question or just a stab in the dark?
Let's say that 5 years ago, Kidbrook did you a favour. Or perhaps you did one for him. Or perhaps he set up a charity. No, you'd have to have brains for that.
You know sod all about Stan Kidbrook. Nowadays, he doesn't look much. But 5 years ago, he was a bright boy. He was a bit rough, but he was clever and a lot of fun.
And special. All right, things change. But 5 years ago, you'd have probably done anything for him, including murder.
You try proving that.
Oh, I can't. But no doubt Stan Kidbrook could. He probably knows where the body is buried. Literally. All right, let's say that Foley didn't die in Africa, but here. Then you and Kidbrook went to Kenya as Mr. and Mrs. Foley, and he set up the fake drowning. And that left you both in the clear. Except, of course, that murders don't go away. Still, we may still be able to help you.
Help?
Well, did you kill Foley, or did you just give Kidbrook a hand?
Did I what?
Look, if you were acting under duress, we may be able to protect you.
From Stan Kidbrook? You don't know what day it is.
All right. All right, but there is another way. You don't have to do anything dramatic. You just don't do much at all. Or give Jackson half a chance and he'll break down the alibi. Nothing you can do about it. Well, look, don't you see? You will have done your best for Kidbrook. You'll have kept your part of the bargain, or whatever it is. And Jackson, well, you just let him do the rest. Look, if Kidbrook gets away with it this time, we're all in trouble. Now, quite obviously, you're not going to worry about me, but you could start thinking about yourself and those children. You know, I think I know why you came here tonight. You're the worried one, not me. Well, now you know what you can do.
Call your men off. I don't like them hanging around.
These men, do they follow you here?
What?
Well, did you give them the slip?
Yes.
Well, whoever those men are, Miss Sammons, they're not mine. But they could be Kidbrook's. And if you want to call him off, you know what to do.
Thank you. I'll see myself out.
What? Well, yes, if I couldn't afford to do the things I like doing, I wouldn't do them. And I'd be very reluctant to accept your kind of hospitality. Somebody might just misinterpret your motives, you know what I mean? No, that's all right, Brian. Yeah. And you, Mouser. Good luck. Bye now. Oh, bloody chance.
Brown Eagles again?
He didn't offer you a couple of birds in bikinis, did he?
Oh, no, just a penthouse overlooking the sea.
Oh, well. You seen Jackson?
No, but I've seen Ivy Sammons.
And?
Feel a lot happier. Jackson will take her apart. If the jury believe her, they'll believe anybody.
Juries sometimes do.
You just leave it to Jackson.
Oh, by the way, Andrew Carlyle, you know him?
I've heard of him.
Newspaper reporter. And a Mrs. Young.
Oh, God, don't say she's rung you.
No, Carlyle did. Something about the university. You know. It's off our patch.
No, it's all right. It's a domestic matter. I'll sort it out. Sorry you've been troubled. Well, look, would you just leave it to me, Mr. Carlyle? I think we might get a couple of lines crossed. Well, if it gets serious, I'll get someone to let you know, but it doesn't look like much of a story to me. What? They sacked her? When? Well, yes, it does. All right, well, look, just give me a couple of days, all right? Fine, okay, bye.
I mean, nobody likes dismissing people, but she gave us no alternative. I mean, you've seen for yourself.
Did you check the phone calls?
Check? Oh, this is the university, madam, not the Pentagon.
Did you know that there are some companies registered in Singapore who act for a lot of small manufacturers all over the Far East?
Oh, very interesting.
Yeah, sweatshop stuff, toys mostly, anything that's cheap and nasty and plastic. These companies, they ship it to Europe, mainly London. Everything cut price, very small profit margin.
Oh, do go on.
Except, of course, there are some expenses that they can't avoid. Communications, for instance. If you're shipping a lot of freight in small quantities at cut-rate prices and a lot of different boats, it's very important that the importer knows exactly when something is going to turn up. and where. Which, of course, leads to a lot of expensive phone calls. Hundreds of pounds worth a week. Which can cut into your profit margins. That is, it would if they were paying the bill.
Inspector Forbes, I don't know what you've been
Has the college
told.
phone bill gone up recently?
Oh, I'm afraid I can't discuss the finances.
Or is it always in the region of £300,000?
May I offer you a shilling?
No, thank you.
Well, I'd like you to know that I'm not one of those people who's forever finding fault with the police. I believe you do a very difficult and very important job and do it extremely well.
Of course, it could be drugs.
Beg your pardon?
Well, it could be drugs. Well, let's say that a consignment of plastic dolls, say about 1,000, one of them different from the rest. Instead of being hollow inside, it's stuffed with heroin. Street value, say, £100,000.
What do you mean?
Does happen. Could happen. Which is another reason why the importer wouldn't want to use his own telephone. Customs and excise could trace the call back to the person who placed the order.
Trace the call?
It's their job, sir.
Who's the call?
Now, there are two ways that we can do this, either with your cooperation or without it. Either you supply us with the information, or the drug squad could come in and get it.
The drug squad
Well,
here.
Mrs. Young could tell them what's been going on so far and then monitor calls for the next couple of
But
weeks.
Mrs. Young is no longer with us.
So you better get her back quickly.
I'm afraid that's not possible.
Why not?
Mrs. Young's post has been filled.
Already?
Well, the union was able to supply a replacement straight away. They're very helpful.
They weren't very helpful to Mrs. Young.
She wasn't in the union.
Oh, that's a pity.
Why?
Well, it was Mrs. Young who discovered the fiddle in the first place. It'll be her they want to talk to.
I don't see why...
She's been to the press. Now, if you don't want a lot of publicity, I would advise you to get her back quickly.
The union wouldn't stand for it. I mean, they were very unhappy before. It's bad policy to upset the union. That goes for the students' union, too. I mean, if they thought we were victimizing one of their members...
About a week ago, you were informed that improper use was being made of your college telephone system. You didn't act. Instead, you sacked the person who told you. Now, the press will be very interested in that. I can't really say that I blame them. I pay taxes. My money that's being fiddled. I'll be in touch in a couple of days, sir. I expect you'll have some news for me there, won't you? Morning, sir.
No, love, she's in court. I know she was. And she'll be in court all day tomorrow, I know.
Didn't you hear?
No.
Jimmy Scarpered. Got sent for by the principal, never turned up. Last seen heading towards Victoria bus station.
That's right, Governor. Not guilty. Yeah. No, she's on her way back now. Well, sure, as soon as I know, I'll let you know. Okay. Yeah. Right. Bye, Governor.
You heard.
I heard. All right, so tell me, what happened?
It was incredible. I almost got up and clapped. She crucified Jackson. The jury just sat there and gawped. I mean, if they ever hand out Oscars for witnesses, Ivy Sammons will be top of the list.
You saw her. You talked to her.
Oh, I talked to her. She made a bigger fool of me as she did of everybody. She's an artist. She must have been a sensation in her old job.
Maggie, how? I mean, you set it up for her, you gave her an art. All she had to do was change her performance. No, not even that. All she had to do was tell the simple truth. Has she really forgotten what Kidbrook's like?
I sat in that court and I watched her, and I watched him, and I watched him watching her. And that's who the performance was for Kidbrook. She was telling him, letting him know that whatever had taken place in the last 6 or 7 years, their deal still stands, whatever that is. Guilty or not guilty, good, bad, revolting. She loves Kidbrook. She still loves him. That's what happened.
I didn't hear you come in.
It's been a mixed sort of day. A lady telephone operator that I don't know got her job back. The big bad one got away.
Yeah, I know, I heard. You must be sick.
Oh, well, I don't really want to talk about them, Mike. I just want to get in there.
You'll have to take your shoes off.
Have you ever thought of getting married? I have. You know, Russell was as nice as pie. He didn't mention your name once.